mess around and make the playoffs.
You know Ryan Fitzpatrick, and you know his limitation. With Tua, sky is the limit.
I'm excited, man. Everybody, look, from a fan perspective, everybody want to see Tua play.
And now you won't have to wait very long for it to happen. Tua is the Dolphins starting quarterback. You heard Adam Schefter there at the very top there saying he had done something to really ingratiate himself to the franchise. Must have been off the field or intangible because he's 2 for 2 in his brief career. You heard Max Kellerman say, hey, things go right. They do have an easy schedule out of the gate here for Tua. Maybe they make the playoffs. It's Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin presented by Progressive Insurance. But I'm going to tell you, the way the Dolphins close this season is difficult. This is just the back end of their schedule from week 14 on, fellas. Bart Scott in for J. Will this morning. Bart Scott, the 11-year NFL vet. They'll close from week 14 on, hosting the Chiefs, hosting the Pats, at the Raiders, at the Bills. That's fine because Key setting it up, it's so much easier than that. If they can get past their bye, tongue planted firmly in cheek, they get past the Rams, then it's really easy out of the gate for Tua because you got Arizona, Denver, the Jets, the Bengals, a great opportunity for a smooth start after the bye. And you essentially said this is exactly when we were going to see Tua. It's not rocket science.
No, it's not. When you look at just the history of the NFL and how they like to do business, they like to get into things around the bye time, whether it's making adjustments on the coordinating positions or who's calling plays or all of those sort of things, or whether players come back off injuries, give them an extra week, or a guy should come back. Let's say a bye is in week 5. He's scheduled to come back in week 4. They say, you know what? We got week 5. Let's bring him in week 6 so we can get him prepared during the bye to do everything we need to do. And you look at the quarterback situation is no different than Tua, halfway point. Now, you say, okay, well, you give him just a little bit last game, just a taste. Let him out there a little bit of taste, which was fine. Now you have the bye to get him up to speed where he becomes the number one guy. You spend a little more time coaching him up doing that bye process. Now you face the Rams. A lot of people say, why would you throw him out there to the Wolves against Aaron Donald? No, you're not. You're not throwing him out there against Aaron Donald. What you're doing is you're putting your future quarterback in the game so he can understand the speed of the game. Yes, the SEC is bullish and fast and big and strong, and you've played against some of these guys in the SEC, but the NFL is a little bit different. And so you get him an opportunity to go up against a team like the Rams, win or lose, which most likely they're going to lose. Then you look at an Arizona team, you play against an Arizona team that's coming off that would be a couple weeks removed from this big win against the Dallas Cowboys. But Arizona's kind of, they're okay. They're hovering around. You don't really know if they're really good or they're bad, or is it just the Cowboys, which most people would say it's the Cowboys.
Then the Chargers.
Then you got the Chargers with another young quarterback, Justin Herbert, but also a pretty solid defense. Then you kind of start to get into that rough patch of schedule. I'd rather do it now, so when we get to the rough schedule, he's accustomed to playing in the NFL, and he'll see some things that he hadn't seen before.
Bart, it's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Straight to the schedule, as Key said, bye Rams, Arizona, the Chargers, and the kid picked right behind Tua and Justin Herbert, Denver, Jets, Bengals. It's not a bad opportunity here.
I mean, what you're really hoping for, that he plays well, he gets some experience. The future is now. You understand that Fitzmagic was just there as a placeholder to try and tutor this young man, try and get him ready to go. But, what you hope, and I don't believe that they can get one of these wild card spots because they're not going to win a division.
No,
you think about what's going to happen with, I think since Cleveland are picking back up, I think that Baltimore, you may get 2 or 3 from the AFC North. What you want is to put him in a situation where you can see what he's made out of and get him some type of experience in high-pressure situations, because you get down near the end of the season, he's going to have an opportunity to maybe have some success. And then what happens is generally by week 5 of starting, people are going to get a book on him. He's going to be forced to adjust and have to figure out how to do things a little differently. He's going to get exploited a little bit. But then he's going to get that experience and going to have that that hunger to go in the offseason, try and improve and be a better quarterback, and they'll continue to build around him. They're probably about another year or two away from trying to be a real contender to try and become a wild card or maybe win that division. And you want to, you see what's happening across the league with Joe Burrow. You see what's happening with Herbert, who I think has exceeded all expectations. So you say, you know what, we got a guy that we believe in that would have been the number 1 overall pick if he hadn't got hurt in college. Let's get him out there. Let's kind of excite the fan base. You saw the reaction when he went in the game, late in the game. They didn't just put him in there to hand the ball off. They wanted to give him some throws in a situation where they feel like he was protected because the Jets don't have a great pass rusher, and then the game was over. So now you can take that next step. It's always football 101 that, you want to get preparation for a quarterback, the week of the bye. That's when decisions are made. That's when you self-scout. Right. So now this gives them an opportunity to say, OK, nobody knows how they're going to attack with Tua. Right. So now that gives them an added advantage coming in against a team like the Rams, because he gets to come in and get an opportunity where they don't have that book on him. So I don't fear Aaron Donald. They'll max protect. They'll do things, get him, moving outside the pocket, boots, throwbacks, waggles, things of that sorts, and shots. So I feel like this is a great situation for him. And I think that, we'll see what the kid is made out of pretty soon in his career.
It's a good thing. I mean, I'm glad to see that they'll get back on the field. They're playing a long game in Miami anyway. They're not playing a short game. They're not trying to win per se right now. It's a 2-3 year process. They get some players on the team, got a bunch of young talent, kind of see what it is before they really make a hard decision on how things are going to go. Now you playing like a lot, as you get toward the end of the season, a lot of those guys are playing for 31 other teams, but also playing to be able to retain and come back in 2021. This gives them a fair opportunity. So now you can see who matches well with Tua, who's his favorite receiver. It'll be some guy that's the 3rd or 4th receiver because he's been practicing with them and taking scout team reps or second team reps. That second team guy all of a sudden will emerge and become a star. And now the coaches will sit there and go, oh, okay, I see what we have at the skill position. And we didn't know that when Ryan was in there because Ryan didn't take reps with him.
One last note on Ryan. Each of the last 4 times, maybe this was as predictable as Key said, each of the last 4 times Fitzmagic has started a season as the starter, he's lost his job within 6 games. So we're right at that particular mark.
Well, that's who he is, though.
I mean, but at least he didn't lose. He didn't lose his job like Tampa, where he started off and he was on fire. And then he cooled off and started throwing interceptions and having.
But that was going to happen too.
Yeah, exactly. So we like I said, you get the tale of 2 stories. You get Fitzmagic or you get Fitztragic. And right now he's been Fitzmagic, and they know Fitztragic. That train's never late. Like I always say, that train's never late. But then, he's great for Tua. And I think that, Ryan has finally realized that this is what he is and this is his role.
Oh, no, he didn't realize that. That's it.
Well, I think in Tampa, he looked at Jameis Winston. And he was like, this is Jameis. Jameis is going to turn the ball over even more than I will.
Ain't no